Dempsey, the former captain of the Boston Pride, now in behind the goaltender Hensley. We're talking to Ken Klee about how he decides on who he's going to go with in goal. Hensley, Rooney, he's kind of been going back and forth with them. He says it's not a true rotation. He decides day of game. As that one whistles wide past Hensley and back behind Herkig.
And there's really no bad answer. I mean, it's one of the best problems a coaching staff can have is deciding which of my good goaltenders should I put in between the pipes tonight. He's gotten great performances out of them night after night, no matter the circumstance. That's a big reason why, despite the fact Minnesota's been outshot so much, they've been in all these games because their goaltenders have been incredible.
Yeah, Rooney had 24 saves against Montreal in that historic game January 6th, first shutout in team history. But at least to start this game, she's watching from the bench. Coming up on the 4-minute mark of period number 1. No scores so far, Montreal and Minnesota. Here's a pass out in front, and getting it on there was Dalton. Didn't get much on it. Now loose in the slot, settled down, Daou plays it back to the middle. Here's Lagunière sending a shot that blisters off the back behind Hensley. Now getting in the net, Stacy with a fluttering shot over the glove of Hensley. Caught a little bit off balance, and Montreal draws first blood. It's 1-0.
I believe this puck was tipped on the way in, which is why Hensley was caught off guard the way she was. She was moving one direction, and the puck ended up going the other way, which it's tough for a goaltender to react like that. You watch this pass goes low to high, the shot from the top of the circle, and somehow deflected or turned on the way in. And can put the puck in the back of the net. So we'll see if that physicality fuels Minnesota or scares them away a little bit.
And that was Marie-Philippe Poulin doing the honors. I mean, she can score, of course. Everybody knows that. But she can play the body, too. And fortunately, both players appear to be okay. Just 14 seconds left in this advantage for Minnesota. There's Kelly Panic trying to turn it to the middle. Coyne Schofield tracks it down. 5 seconds to go in the power play. Montreal got it to the line. Bookbinder holds it in. That's going to do it, but Minnesota still dangerous. Blistering shot over the top of the net. And now back to full strength as Bate is out of the box. Flipped out in front. Bate got a stick on it. Here comes Montreal back the other way. This is Sarah Lafour leading the charge. She'll spin it in with 8:40 to go in the period. Minnesota definitely the better team here since the start of period number 2, but still trailing on the scoreboard 1-0. Lagunière got it in deep for Montreal. Again, centered. That doesn't materialize. Here comes Minnesota back the other way with Coyne Schofield. She's going to just flutter it in and get off the ice. Liz Scheppers jumps on it for Minnesota. She's hammered up against the wall. Scheppers fighting through it. She'll charge the net. Backhand save. They score on the rebound. Minnesota ties it up at 1. Michaela Cava, her first PWHL goal.
And it's one of those goals where it feels like Scheppers deserves more than just an assist on that. She made that play happen. This play should have dissolved right here. She had players close in on her, had to get to the net, forced her way through, and Michaela Cava, who's played tremendous here tonight, is rewarded with a goal. Waiting around at the top of the crease, and you can see the excitement on her face as she gets this Minnesota team back in this game, and that's got to feel good for Minnesota. They've been fighting, they've been getting looks, and there's nothing worse than not being rewarded for
Minnesota getting a lot of shots tonight, 34-20 out shooting Montreal. Probably should have a few more.
Well, Montreal has blocked a ton of shots tonight, and Minnesota has racked up a lot even despite that. And can only imagine what the score might be or the shot total might be had some more of those shots gotten through to Chuli.
Channel drops it down for Heisey, got it back, and then sends one on net. And Chuli's going to glove it out of the air. We've got some talking again. The officials quick to come in and separate. As physical as this game has been, it wouldn't shock me if here in the third period we see more of that.
At the same time, you want to keep the physical play up, but you also don't want to cross that line in a tight game.
This is Melissa Channel. Off for Kelly Panic, the former Gopher, drops it down. Zumwinkle shot. Save Chuli, still loose in front, and she'll dive on it and draw the whistle with 8:13 to go. And again, Some attitude down there in front of the cage.
And Julie got bumped there, so I'm not convinced this goal would have even counted had this puck crossed over the line, but Julie keeps it in front of her, and great job doing so. A lot of bodies, great work to set up the play by Panic. Zumwinkle in down low. I mean, she has been knocking on the door of a goal here tonight. Another look there, then Flaherty's in there whacking away, and Julie keeps the puck in front of her. And Minnesota takes a few shoves after the play for their troubles.
Power play, Steckline, a drive that goes off the end boards. And Montreal is able to get it out of the zone.
Well, good setup by Minnesota. I liked the shot there by Steckline. She's the only defender on Minnesota's team who scored a goal so far this season. Looking for another one there, perhaps a tip out front, but Montreal fends it off, and this will pretty much take care of the rest of that penalty kill for the visiting team.
2 shots on goal that time for Minnesota on the power play. Going to make a rush here as Vanashova comes out of the box behind the play. Tapani saw that roll off her tape. Shepers goes down, no whistle. Minnesota still dangerous here. They've got the momentum. Oh, that's tipped right out in front by Coyne Schofield. And Montreal's able to get it out. Driven right back in by Minnesota. Oh, good stretch pass just out of the reach of Murphy. She still gets a shot on, and the rebound is punched in as Montreal takes the lead 2-1. It is Vanashova with the go-ahead goal with 6:06 to go here in the third.
And that's her first goal of the season in the PWHL. Added on to 5 assists that she's racked up heading into tonight's game. And this is just a pretty harmless play. You see this play happen 50 times a night in a hockey game. Sent all the way down the ice. Hensley comes out to try to play it, but it's just out of her reach. And because of that, it puts her in an awkward position. She tries to scramble back. The first shot she's able to catch a save on. And the second opportunity, Vanashova buries as Hensley just couldn't get back to get the pad on that.
Draw control by Minnesota. That's important as Hensley will likely be called to the bench here soon. Coyne Schofield tried to get it around Ambrose, couldn't do it.
She looked to the bench as soon as Minnesota came up the ice, and now she goes. The extra skater coming on, but Stacy with the puck.
Stacy gets it back to the Minnesota zone. Tapani will gather it up quickly. 1 minute and 20 seconds to go for Minnesota. They've got to hurry. Urgency here for the team in purple. Tapani on the near wing side will dump it in and chase. Out of her net is Chuli. She'll swing it around to the far boards. Held in by Steckline for Minnesota. Coming up on 1 minute to go in regulation. Tapani on her backhand will feed it to Zumwinkle. Now this is Channel as we go under 1 minute to play. Steckline dancing at the blue line. A shot broken up. Montreal can't clear. Kept in the corner by Minnesota. Channel feeds it down. This is Heisey. On her backhand, feeds it out for Tapani. Now Channel a drive, and that's broken up again by Montreal with 35 seconds to go. And Montreal is able to get it out of the zone and clear it. An icing call with 28 seconds.
I know our coach is going to be happy about that one.
Extra skater on the ice for Minnesota. Empty net back in their zone. Off the draw. Minnesota trying to get the equalizer. They can't. Poked out of the zone. Race for the puck, and it's Murphy who's going to get there first for Montreal. Valuable time ticking away for Minnesota. Murphy's got it again, playing keep away. Zumwinkle trying to get the puck away. Under 10 seconds to go. Maybe one last rush. Coyne Schofield drops it in deep. 3 seconds. Out in front. And Montreal clears it to the near wing side. And the horn sounds as Montreal comes into St. Paul and takes over first place in the PWHL with a 3-point victory here tonight. 2-1 the final over Minnesota.
That is